And thousands of women gathered today at Omaha's CHI Health Center for the 30th annual ICAN Women's Leadership Conference. The conference empowers women and honors impactful leaders. This year's conference is also the biggest one to date, with more than 3,200 women and allies in attendance. More than 460 companies were represented from around the U.S. as well as 5 different countries. Today's event featured keynote speakers ranging from top business leaders to authors and physicians.
We really aim to provide is a day of learning, inspiration, and connection for our attendees to not only take a day to focus on themselves and their personal leadership development, but also learn how to bring back their learnings and contribute to the organizations bigger and better than ever before, and especially through a lens of authentic leadership, which is really the core of ICAN.
I can't believe I told that story.
The very first ICAN Leadership Conference had just 150 people in attendance, so they've certainly come a long ways. Conversations at this year's event featured women's health in the workplace, why fashion matters, and engaging men as allies.